You know, I really did not think I was going to be sitting here making a video like this right now. But what do you know? It's 2025. We're back on the whole fake guitarist thing again, I guess. And it looks like this time I'm the one that's being called out for stuff. For very, very stupid reasons as well. So, anyways, what's going on? So, yesterday, a YouTuber by the name of Jacobra Records, who, if you've been keeping up with this whole fake guitar drama stuff as of recently, you've probably seen his name floating around a few places. He uploaded a video about me calling some of my guitar videos fake. Or maybe he didn't exactly say they were fake, but the overall point that he makes in his video is that these clips are videos that I pre-recorded the audio to and mimed along to, and that I'm being dishonest to people about the fact that I am miming to these clips. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at everything that he said about these clips here. So the first clip that he shows is this clip of me playing the sweep section from the song Machine by Born of Osiris, and I'll go ahead and play that for you right now and show you what he said.
I watched this clip and I noticed at the very end that he slides his hand down the fretboard, but we actually don't hear this in the audio at all. All we hear is that last note getting perfectly cut off like it was a hard edit. So he's clearly miming along to a pre-recorded and edited take that he did before, recording this video.
So the interesting thing about this clip is that he's actually correct about the video being pre-recorded and mimed along to. That is exactly what I did here. I recorded the audio in my interface first, edited it, whatever, made it sound good, and then I recorded the video afterwards, and I edited the two together on top of each other, and boom, that's the video, right? However, one really important detail to note is that at no point in time did I ever claim that that video wasn't mimed or that it wasn't pre-recorded. As a matter of fact, if you go to the post I made about this video on my Instagram page and you read the caption, you can see that I literally said that it was pre-recorded, and I'll go ahead and read that for you right now. Alright, so this is a screenshot of the Instagram post right here, and if you look at the last two sentences, I say, I also decided to record this one through my interface and pre-record the video so the audio quality is top tier. Should I do more pre-recorded videos for my Instagram posts? Let me know. Now, obviously he didn't include this detail in his video, because if he did, then he wouldn't have had a point to make about this clip. Because all this guy preaches with all these videos that he makes is that he just wants guitar players to be more honest about their playing and their videos. I have been nothing but honest with you and everyone else about this clip and every single one of my other videos. But anyways, I ended up making a comment on his video bringing up this detail to him, and then he decided to make his own comment saying this. So he says, Luke has admitted in these comments that the Machine solo first clip is indeed pre-recorded and obviously edited and mimed along to. He mentioned that in his Instagram description of this clip, he actually told people it was pre-recorded. I grabbed this clip from YouTube where it says no such thing. I also just checked his TikTok, and it also doesn't say that it's pre-recorded. Here's what his Instagram states, blah, 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 whatever. Please make sure you watch the end of this video and don't just assume Luke is a complete fraud. He's truly an amazing guitar player, like I say in the video. Now, based off this comment right here, and this is a genuine question that I'm about to ask, by the way, are you saying that I'm still in the wrong for posting this clip because I didn't explicitly say in the YouTube and the TikTok posts that the audio was pre-recorded, and I only said that in the Instagram post? And going off that, are you also saying that anyone that posts a mimed video needs to explicitly say that it's mimed in order to not be considered dishonest? Because if that was the case, that wouldn't really make a lot of sense coming from you, because you'd be contradicting yourself. In an older video that you made about this topic, you said this right here.
And I really don't think that there's anything wrong with editing your playing and miming along to it. I really don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's kind of a standard of today. But when you film something showing that you're not faking it, but that's a lie, I don't like that.
So you've admitted yourself that you don't think there's anything wrong with people pre-recording and editing stuff and miming along to it, which is what I did in that clip. You just say that you don't like it whenever people lie about it, and I would agree with you on that. So at this point, we've established that the video is pre-recorded and mimed. We've also established that you are okay with people who do that, And we've also established that I am not being dishonest about this clip either, because I never said in the past that it wasn't pre-recorded. I said in the Instagram caption that it was pre-recorded. I'm telling you now it's pre-recorded. We've established all of these things. So my question to you now is, what was the point of you even bringing this up? Going off of your logic here, you bringing this clip up does nothing to prove that I'm being dishonest or fake or lying or whatever. And my personal opinion about, when it comes to miming stuff and whatever, is that it doesn't matter if you do it or pre-record stuff and edit stuff, whatever, as long as you don't lie about it whenever you're questioned. I have never lied about anything that's going on in this clip. I was never questioned about this beforehand, and if I was, I would have said that it was pre-recorded. So I don't really see the issue with this clip or why he even brought it up. And last couple things I'm going to say about this before we move on to the next clip here is the reason why I decided to use pre-recorded audio for that clip is because this, if you look at the date I posted this video, it was posted on July 20th, 2021, which was like 3.5 years ago, something like that. So this was a long time ago I posted this, and this was around the time when I was first learning how to record and edit stuff inside of a DAW. And when I did that with this right here and I heard it, I was like, whoa, like this sounds really cool. And I just wanted to show it to people because I liked how it sounded and I thought it sounded cool. I also had basically like no following at the time I posted this. I had like maybe 1,000 followers, probably less, but like there was not a lot of people that were seeing this video whenever I very first posted it. And even if I was trying to be dishonest, I mean, that would have been a really stupid thing for me to do since I barely had an audience to do that with to begin with. But again, point is, it's a 3.5-year-old video of me when I was just a kid playing guitar in my bedroom for fun, just experimenting with recording and editing stuff for the first time and showing my super small following what I thought sounded cool. And it's just, it's crazy to me how this is all coming back all this time later. And it's being portrayed as me being dishonest to people about my playing and like trying to deceive people. It just doesn't make sense to me. Also, the reason why I never stated anything about the audio being pre-recorded on the YouTube and the TikTok posts is because those are both platforms I don't necessarily focus on as much. Instagram is my main place. That's where I'm the most active. It's where I talk to people the most, explain everything, etc. YouTube and TikTok, I kind of just treat those as platforms where I repost my Instagram videos. So the reason why I never said anything is because I just don't really pay attention to those that much. Now, for the second clip, he talks about this video of me playing the intro to Seized and Devoured by Rings of Saturn. And I'll go ahead and play you that clip right now and what he said about it.
And I noticed that he completely missed a chug right before he goes up to hit the high notes. Notice how the audio has 2 chugs, but he just strums the first one and not the second one.
So like you just heard, he's basically saying that the thing that proves this is a mimed video is the fact that you can hear a second chug that's being played at that one part, but you don't actually see me playing it. And he goes on to say after that the problem with that video is that in my Instagram caption, I said to everyone that it is a raw live take with no edits. So to explain this one, you're just wrong. Everything that I said in my Instagram caption on that video is 100% true. It is a raw live take with 0 edits done to it. Alright, no, but seriously, I'm going to go ahead and replay that small section where he said there was a second chug, and I'm going to go ahead and loop it for you guys a couple times, probably slow it down as well, and I want you guys to pay very, very close attention to how these 2 notes sound right next to each other and listen for the difference in how they sound. So if you listen closely, you can hear that this so-called second chug he's talking about isn't actually a second chug at all. It's a mistake that I made when I moved my picking hand up to the higher strings to get ready to play the high notes. My hand had hit one of those higher strings whenever I moved up. And because this is a raw, unedited take, you're going to hear that mistake. It's going to show. And you can also see in the video that I am hitting this higher string whenever I move my hand up. So now that we've established that he was wrong about the second chug, I'm going to go ahead and further prove to you guys that this was indeed a raw live take by showing you guys the original Reaper project in which I actually recorded the audio for this live take to show you that it is indeed one single take. Alright, so right here we have the original Reaper project in which I recorded the audio for this video, and before I explain anything about it, I'm going to go ahead and just play this for you all the way through, so that way you guys can hear that this is the exact same audio that was used for the video. So here's that. Alright, so as you can hear, it is the exact same audio that you heard in the Instagram clip. If you'd like to compare what you just heard to the actual video itself, feel free to do so. And if we zoom in here, we can also see that it is indeed one single take. There's no cuts, there's no edits, no quantizing, none of that. It is all one single take. You can see that there's some notes that are like off the grid, like right here, and they're not perfectly in time. And, you know, all this goes to show that it actually is raw and there's no editing done to it. And just to get this out of the way, because I know there's probably going to be somebody that brings this up, no, they're not sped up either. Because if it was, you would see a little number right here at the top where it says 03 lead, etc. There would be a little number right here before that that says rate, and then it would say 1 point something, or something that's higher than the value of 1. And I can actually demonstrate how that looks here. If I go like right here, this little tempo marker, bump up the tempo to like 300 or something, right? See, you can now see that it says rate 1.241. So that value being greater than 1 indicates that it's time stretched and sped up. But that's not how it was originally. If we go back, it was at 230, which is what I recorded it at, and there's no number right there, meaning it's not sped up. I can also open the item properties and show playback rate right here, 1.0. So it is at normal speed, not sped up at all. There's also nothing that's glued together either, because that's also something that you would be able to see in this little title right here. And I can demonstrate how that looks for you as well. So if I take this one right here, place a cut right there, and then select them, and then press glue items right here, see it makes the two separate takes appear as one take, but right here it says that they're glued. So if it says right there that it's glued, that indicates that there's two separate takes that were put together to make it appear as one take. But as you can see, like we had it before, if we go back and undo all that, it does not say glued on the original take. And yeah, this is just more proof to show that it is indeed a live take and there was no editing done to it at all. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here before moving on from this is I wanted to talk about the tone automation thing that I described in my Instagram caption, which is how I was able to switch between lead and rhythm tones and also add in harmonized parts in the middle of this live take. So basically, I recorded on multiple tracks at the same time, which is why you see the same take recorded on all these tracks right here. And each track is a track that I switch between in this live take. So you can see right here we have a centered lead guitar, which is just, you know, my lead tone with reverb and delay on it. I only used it for this first sweep pattern here. Down here we have a rhythm tone, which is the same thing as the lead part, just with no reverb and delay. I used that for this end part here. And then if we go down further right here, we have these two tracks that kind of go together with each other. They're both rhythm tracks, except one is pitch shifted, which is how I was able to play the harmony part. I have my main guitar panned left, which is this one right here. This is the part that you actually see me playing. And then this one right here that says rhythm plus 4, is the same thing I'm doing here, except it's pitch shifted 4 semitones up, and this one's panned right, while the other guitar is panned left. And the way that I switch between these is by using mute envelopes, which are these little red boxes that you see right here. So whenever it's up like this, that means that the track is enabled and it's unmuted. And whenever it's down like this, that means that the track is muted and it's disabled. So basically, I just adjusted the mute envelopes accordingly for where I needed one track to activate and for one to deactivate. And that's how I was able to switch between each of these tracks in real time. So Luke from the future here with a quick little editor's note. One thing that just came to mind that I did want to make sure I pointed out is that if you're hearing any kind of artifacts within the audio here, it is coming completely from the pitch shifted track right here, not from any sort of time stretching or speeding up, because pitch shifters do produce artifacts. Right, and just to show that, if I was to play this pitch shifted track on its own right here, you can clearly hear the artifacts in that because it's pitch shifted. But if I was to play the not pitch shifted track right here, you can hear that this one sounds a lot more natural because it's not pitch shifted. And like I said before, I recorded on all these tracks at the exact same time, so you can see that the waveforms are exactly the same as each other. There's no difference in any of these at all. And once again, you can see that the playback rate number does not show in the corner up here, meaning that it is at normal speed and it's not sped up. You can also open up the item properties to show the playback rate. It says 1.0 right there. Same with this other one up here. Item properties, playback rate, 1.0. So yeah, just wanted to make sure that got pointed out and was cleared up as well. Okay, so moving on to the third clip here, he shows this old clip of me playing the sweep section from Godless Times by Rings of Saturn, and here's what he said about it.
They're incredibly clean and perfect, and it seemed pre-recorded and edited to me, but I couldn't really prove this one to be mimed. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
So yeah, he doesn't really hard accuse me of this one here. He kind of just brings it up as a suspicion and says that he can't really prove that it's fake, but that it seems edited and mimed to him. Well, I'll tell you right now, the reason that you can't prove it's fake is because it's not. Like, it's literally camera audio, dude. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. It's literally a camera audio video of me playing the section through my shitty $100 Line 6 amp, which you can see the corner of in the clip there a little bit, with the song playing through my computer speakers. And that was it. So, like, if you genuinely think that's fake, then I don't know what else to tell you. But if you're still going to call it fake, I'll just go ahead and take that as a compliment as to how clean I was able to make it sound to you. Another thing I find funny about this one is that he talks about how he thinks it's edited because of how clean and perfect it sounds. But if we're being honest, it's really not that perfect. Like don't get me wrong, it was definitely a good take and it was clean, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. But it's far from perfect. Like, you can hear there's a lot of notes that are slightly out of time with each other. There's some string noise that's pretty audible. There's sloppiness at the end of the descending sweeps. It's really not perfect. And the fact that he's trying to portray this as if it sounds so perfect that it needs to be edited or mimed, like, again, I'm taking that as a compliment from how clean I was able to make that sound to you. But it's just, it's crazy that he's saying that with a clip that just doesn't sound that perfect. So again, like I said before, I don't really know what else to tell you if you think this one's fake, because it's literally camera audio. Like, I don't know if there's anything else I can show to prove that it's not fake. But in case this holds any merit, here's 2 more raw clips of me playing that same section that actually sound better than that first clip he showed. All right, so moving on here, he brings up a clip of me playing this section from The Relic by Rings of Saturn, and he says this about it.
And something that aided in this disbelief was a few days later, he posted this video
It wasn't a few days, it was actually a few months later, so that's another lie from him.
where he plays a solo that is much simpler, but it's a bit sloppy. So why were the much more difficult sweeps in Godless Times perfect, but then this much simpler solo imperfect?
Because I simply just didn't spend as much time practicing that part of the relic than I did on the Godless Time sweeps. Just simple as that. Like, that clip that he showed of me playing the Godless Time sweeps, before I had posted that, I had spent the past month straight practicing only that section every single day. And that's also something I mentioned in my Instagram caption of that post as well. But like, yeah, I worked really, really hard to get it to sound like that before I posted it. I spent a lot of time on it. But that clip of the relic was just something I quickly threw together in a single day without really practicing it at all. So yeah, because I spent significantly less time practicing that as opposed to the Godless Time sweeps, like, it's gonna sound sloppier. It's not gonna be as clean. Another reason why it sounds sloppy is because these are old clips from like 4 years ago, something like that. I believe in both of those clips I was about 16, maybe like almost 17. But yeah, I was just a much worse guitar player at that time than I am now, so I wasn't playing things as cleanly. So that's about everything he accuses me of in this video. He does go on to say at the end that he does think I am a really good guitar player, and he does give me credit for some things. And, you know, normally I'd say I appreciate that, because I'm always appreciative of anyone that says something good about my playing. But, like, Jacob, I really cannot give you a single ounce of respect at all. Not only because of all the lies and the misleading information that you told your viewers about me in this video, but also because this is not the first time that you've done something like this either. A couple months ago, you posted this video right here about Lucas Mann saying that he was also a liar and being dishonest about things. But this was very clearly another case of exactly what you did here with me. And I could go on and on about all the lies he said in that video as well. But that would require me to make an entire separate video, and I definitely don't have time for that right now. And another reason why I don't have any respect for him is because it's become painfully obvious at this point that he's only doing this for clout, and it's gotten to the point where he is okay with lying to and misleading his viewers about some of the people in these videos just so he can maintain that clout for himself. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, he says that his whole reason for doing this is for the better good of the community and exposing fakers and just wanting people to be more honest about their playing in their videos. But that is very obviously not your true motive here. The fact that you've gotten to the point where you're making videos like this, it's more than clear at this point that the only thing you care about and your biggest motive with making these is just so you can boost the numbers on your channel as much as possible in the laziest and most scummiest way imaginable. One quick look at the views on his channel shows us that the only videos from him that people are actually watching are these fake guitar videos. Like, nobody is looking at any of his other videos because they don't care about them. You know, and I'm sure he's noticed this, and he realized that if he wants to continue to stay relevant, he wants to keep getting views, he needs to keep posting these fake guitar videos because he knows that that's the only kind of content that's going to get him views. Which normally I'd say, alright, that's cool, whatever, you know? You found what gets you views, you want to keep posting that kind of stuff to maintain those views, I get that. Do what you gotta do to get your views. And one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that not every single one of these fake guitar videos that he's posted are as bad as this one that you just saw here. There were some others that he made that actually did have some solid points, and I did agree with them. So if he wants to keep doing stuff like that, then that's perfectly fine. But it becomes a major problem, and it's extremely pathetic when you're so desperate to keep riding that wave of attention and views that you're getting to the point where you're okay with making videos like this one right here about me, where you lie to and mislead all of your viewers about everything you say, while simultaneously tearing down these players' reputations with these false accusations you're throwing out just so you can get a little bit of clout out of it. The fact that you're okay with doing all of this just to maintain that clout that you were getting, like, that is lower than low. And the thing is, Jacob, if you genuinely had questions or concerns about these clips, you could have easily reached out to me personally on Instagram and asked me, hey, what's going on with these clips here? And I would have given you all of the answers. I would have told you exactly what I said here in this video about these clips we discussed. I can tell you the same exact thing for every single other post on my page. I can tell you what's pre-recorded, what's mimed, what's live, etc. But you didn't decide to do that. You instead decided to make this video, falsely accusing me of being dishonest about these clips, despite you never reaching out to me beforehand and asking me what's going on with the clips, on top of you also being very clearly confused about what's going on with them. Also, you can gain a little bit of extra clout for yourself, not caring about the fact that you're slandering me and ruining my reputation because of some half-assed false accusations that you decided to tell all of your viewers that most of them are probably going to take at face value without even listening to my side of the story. Like, do you not see the problem with that? No, and I want to make it perfectly clear that I have always been entirely honest about everything that I've posted, and I will continue to be entirely honest about everything that I post. The only person that's not being honest here is Jacob. Now, the reason why I'm saying all this stuff about Jacob right now is because I believe that he deserves to be called out for this super scummy behavior, because in my opinion, this kind of stuff is no better than actual fake guitar players. He is just as big of a problem as them, if not more of a problem. And like I said, this kind of behavior absolutely deserves to be called out, but I haven't seen anyone do that with Jacob yet, at least not in this fashion. So I figured that I would be the one to step up and say that what he's doing is not okay, it's not good for the guitar community at all, and this kind of stuff needs to stop. So, yeah, I really felt the need to defend myself here, because Jacob is a larger creator than me, and he is directly attacking me with false accusations and lies about my playing that he's saying to all of his viewers, who are, like I said before, most likely going to instantly believe what he says without even paying attention to me. So I at least needed to get my side of the story out there and explain the real truth behind what is happening. So that's basically all I gotta say for this video. So to all my friends and my homies on Instagram that have been DMing me about this, showing me support, having my back, I appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I gotta say. So see ya.